Good Monday, everybody. How's the internet today? How's everybody doing? Thanks to those of you who hung out for our little Grammy watch along in the Daily Music Headlines Discord. If you want to join the Daily Music Headlines Discord, keep an eye out in the Discord for DTNS, because I was passing around the link there, or the Discord for Frog Pants was passing around the link there. Hey, Adam12. Hey, Joe. Hello, everybody. It's just a classic office hours like your parents used to make back in the 50s, you know, just homegrown ingredients from the garden, homegrown topics, roasted over an open fire. Hello, WX Romer. Hey, good to see you back. G. James B. Osman. When are the new MacBooks coming? Any CPOTs? Do you know? Anybody know? Anybody know? Anybody know? I say this because I have a problem. This is not a rational situation that I'm in. I have a MacBook Pro that is perfectly serviceable. It has been going for 5 years plus now. It is my daily driver. I can pull it off here and use it on the couch on the weekends. I can plug it in here and use it to stream like I'm doing right now. Every once in a while, though, something weird happens with it. Now, this is where I know it's irrational. Something weird always happens with technology. It's one of my little pet peeves when someone goes, whoa, this technology did something that is not normal. I'm like, yeah, it's technology. Technology always does stuff that's not normal. Like your Tom, your video camera stopped working. Yeah, that's not because anything is broken. That's just tech. My computer rebooted. Like, sometimes computers reboot. Now, if it's happening all the time, like frequently, then it becomes an issue. But yeah, you know, technology just kind of breaks a lot, and then it fixes itself. So anyway, that's usually my attitude. But because I know that a new 16-inch MacBook Pro is in the offing, and some people thought it was going to get announced last week, I'm like, could be because I'm on an M1. You know, might be nicer to be on an M5. I'm just saying, if they made a 16-inch MacBook Pro with an M5, that would eliminate that as a cause. It would also eliminate a couple $1,000s, but it would eliminate that as a cause. Ahoy, Ryan. So I'm sitting here. Yeah, see, Ryan knows what I'm talking about. He's also on an M1, and it's showing its age, trying to work on 400 megapixel panoramic images. You can do it. It's fine. It's arguably better than most computers you've ever had in your life at it. But still. Yeah, Tudo's the same. I'm on an M1 MacBook Pro, seems to work well, but the other day woke up to a weird startup disk issue. Restarted and it was good, but puts that thought in your head. Also, I have often been a fan of future-proofing, of saying, you know what, I should upgrade to the newest because I cover it, and also to make sure that, you know, I don't run into something like, ooh, that's only supported on the M2 and later kind of situation. So this is the longest I've gone on a laptop ever, I think, without replacing it. I mean, I used to replace desktops every 18 months, way back, maybe 2 years, depending on the desktop. And then desktops stuck around for a longer time, but laptops would be on that replacement schedule. But those replacement schedules have been lengthening and lengthening. You see that in the sales for PCs and laptops. I see all these things like PC and laptop sales are stagnating. It's like, yeah, because they're good, because we're reaching commodity status. Laptops and desktops are now like anything else you buy. You don't need to buy a blender all the time because it works well. Osmond says upgrade now before RAM affects the prices. That's the other thing. Well, Apple reportedly is going to eat price increases for RAM, although it's having a more challenging time securing its supplies. It's always been able to throw all its cash and its weight around and make sure it got supply chains tied up. But there's a lot of cash out there in addition to Apple. Nvidia's got a lot of cash too. So it's getting a little harder for them to do that. But supposedly they're not going to raise the price. So that would be another reason to make sure to get it right now, to lock in that price just in case that stance on not raising prices doesn't stick around. Also, whenever you actually need something, it is my opinion that it's better to buy early and then keep it as long as possible, because inflation always happens. I know recently we've been talking about inflation more than we used to, but there's always been inflation. It was just small. So it's always good to just, buy something as early as is necessary to buy it. Don't wait, because it's only going to get more expensive. It's weird that phones stop updating after 2 years, but PCs can take updates forever. Yeah. I mean, part of that has to do with the complexities of modems and carrier situations. I know a lot of it has to do with the fact that your security updates have to go and your feature updates, all the updates have to go through carrier testing to make sure that they're legitimate. So with Apple, where they control the hardware stack, it's easier for them to get them through. With Android, because they're modeling for lots of different hardware profiles, takes a little longer to get them through. And so the time and money it takes to develop them becomes more. And so it becomes less cost effective to support them for longer. Whereas a PC is a PC. And even with Windows, it's a pretty mature situation. Even ARM, you're like, we're switching PCs from Intel to ARM these days, but ARM's been around for a long time. Not that you use ARM processors in a phone too, but phones as a platform are newer. That's my thinking on that. I've been holding off on upgrading my video card for cards using GDDR7, but it looks like that is going to ride longer now. Yeah. Willie Scott looking at the new MacBook Pros too. Really want the new chips to add AV1 encoding. Has decoding, but he wants encoding. Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, if any of you know when the MacBook Pros are coming and you just want to drop an obscure hint into the chat room or email or Discord, it's fine. You let me know. I'm guessing by the end of February, we'll get them. This is not one of those like, ooh, Apple might be working on something. It's like, yeah, we kind of know that the laptops were coming out this spring. It's just a matter of, are we talking February or March or April? By June, I will not be feeling the way I am now, unless I don't buy it, which is, I guess, a possibility. Do y'all know about Lumos on Siri? You're like, what? Huh? What do you mean, Tom? Hey, Dean. Hey, Larry. Dean and Larry aren't saying that. I am talking about, and I'm going to apologize right now. Oh, hold on. I have a breaking news update. My dog went on a big pack hike today and had fun with Ruger. It was a smaller pack today, but he managed to run himself silly. Okay, good. Yeah. He looks pretty silly in these pictures, they said. All right, good. Anyway, do you know about, I apologize in advance that I'm going to use the S lady word, okay? Because it's the only way to demonstrate this. But you can use Harry Potter commands on Siri. Actually, maybe I can mute. Oh yeah, this will work. Lumos. Boom. Knox. And then if you have your phone open, Accio Instagram. Oh, look at that. And it went right to the Daily Tech News Show post. Yeah. So you can do Lumos, Knox, and Accio. I've been muting, if you didn't realize, the S lady name. Let's try, Osman. Petrifica totalis. I didn't get that. Could you try again? It's okay. Never mind. And then it asked me for location information. That's funny. Okay. Let the chaos occur. Abracadabra. Yeah. There's some nice little Easter eggs. I just found out about these. It's pretty cool. I remember that was a thing with Google Assistant back in the day, says Moo Cow. Oh yeah? Huh. ATL John Boy says, opening my Instagram live would be a bold risk. What accounts are you following? I feel like opening Instagram is a window into your soul the way it used to be to look at someone's bookshelf when they came over. To look at someone else's Instagram algorithm is eye-opening. Molly Wood and Rich Straffolino and I were comparing notes over text message one day, and it was just wild. We did like screen captures of scrolling through our Instagram feeds, and it was wild how totally different they are. And so whenever you hear someone, did you see on Instagram, or like TikTok's all a buzz with, it's a good reminder of like your TikTok is, your Instagram is. Siri usually better with no accidental triggers. It used to be rock solid when you had to say hey, but now you can just say the S word. So I believe we are entering a brand new era. Can you guess? I want you to guess. Guess which brand new era we're in. I don't care if you're on Patreon or Substack, Twitch, YouTube, LinkedIn. What era do you think I'm about to announce that we have entered? A new era in technology. The bacon era. Good guess. The dawning of the age of Aquarius. Didn't that already happen in the 70s? It seems to be some consensus around the bacon era. Yes, I did say technology, though. So it is an era that I have found interesting because it's a need that I recently got. Ooh, magnesium getting philosophical on me. I like this. In communications courses, they talked of the three selves: the presented self, the perceived self, and the private self. I think people should have the appropriate social media profiles for each one. That's good. I like that. Bacon. Someone needs to take Ryan's dog for a walk. Net Guy Green, welcome. Just catching up from the beginning. Oh, okay. So you won't hear this for another 20 minutes or so. But hi, good to have you. It is the era. It's a watershed moment, folks. For years, I have always needed something like this. Who in the class... Does this work on the face cam? Yeah, I guess it kind of does. Who in the class can tell me what this is? Why can't I put my hand behind it? You know what this is? It is an adapter. It is a dongle. It is a USB dongle. People, wow, you really are not getting it correctly. It's USB-A input to USB-C plug. So you can plug a USB-A cable into it, and there we go. Ken Worf got it. It's USB-A to USB-C. But yeah, it's so I can take a USB-A cable, plug it in here, and then plug it in USB-C. The MacBook made these necessary for most people first because they got rid of all the USB-A ports 20 years ago. It seems like a long time ago. So a lot of people have these. I have lots of these. I have more of these than I care to admit. And I use them. They have come in useful. However, within the last year, I have run into more cases where I have a USB-C cable And maybe I'm in a hotel or at an airport where I want to plug in, or I'm on an airplane, or even just like I have a USB-A adapter to a wall outlet that lets me, I'm like, oh wait, this device I have is USB-C. This device is USB-C. This device is USB-C. This device is USB-C. My Elgato face cam is USB-C. And I either need a USB-C to USB-A cable, right? That's USB-C on one end and USB-A. Or if I have USB-C to USB-C, I need this. The USB-C input to USB-A plug. I'm gonna make an unholy thing and take my USB-A adapter and plug it in. But see, you take the USB-C plug, you plug it in, and it makes it USB-A. This is the end game, my friends. We will not need these adapters for much longer because everything is becoming USB-C. But for now, when you're in that older hotel room, or you've got that older adapter at your house, or you're at your grandparents' house, and you're like, all I have is USB-A. Everything I have is USB-C. I bought 3 of these to start with. I'm going to see how much I need them. Yeah, I'm off lightning cables now. Zoe's like, my AirPods Pro still need a lightning cable because I'm on the USB-C case for the AirPods. All my Google stuff is USB-C. I've got some older things that are USB-A. But I feel like we're at an inflection point where we're going to need these less and less. And we're going to need these more and more. Until we don't. So it's always hilarious to go into an older hotel room and you're like, oh, how cute. They have a 16-pin iPod adapter on the alarm clock. Wondering when the last time that got used was. But also sometimes they have lightning stuff and you're like, I can't use that with my current stuff. Unless you have one of the older things. I have an older AirPods case that I could just keep around and be like, oh, I'll just use that instead. Is Logitech still USB-A for their mice and keyboards? Depends. You can buy them either way, but that's a good example of needing one of these. You might. KT Data still uses an iPad Nano for podcast listening, right? But we are getting to the point where the world is going to be USB-C, and you'll still need these for your older devices. But your newer devices, you're going to need these for. And eventually, just like that 16-pin iPod cable, and mini USB is still kicking around. That's going to be the edge case. Like, we have gone USB-A, mini USB, Lightning, 16-pin into USB-C, and it's all been a mess. And I'm sure hotel managers hate it because they're like, we got to upgrade everything again. Is USB-C the end game? Is this physical form factor? Is that it? Are we done? That's my big question. Are we just going to be on USB-C? Not forever. Obviously, wireless will come along. Something will come along. But as far as physical connectors, are we going to be able to ride this for a while? Will there be children who grow up knowing only a world with USB-C? Now, if we can only get the labeling of USB-C cables uniform so you know how much power or data transfer speeds. It is uniform. It's uniform. The labeling is uniform. It's just confusing, but it's uniform. Yeah. Can you make an Ouroboros with the adapters? Yes. Thank you for asking, Mukau. Yes, it is an unholy. Oh no, it won't quite reach. Don't you worry. I'll be right back. I don't have to go far. got the solution right here. My storage backpack has 2 Ziploc bags of cables. Yeah, no kidding, right? All right, here we go. Now we can make the Ouroboros of cables. Yeah, not all USB-Cs are the same. Everyone thinks they are. And most of the time, you'll be fine. If you don't care about throughput or you don't care about power delivery, but every once in a while. There we go. It took 2. It took 2 adapters of each. It's like a carabiner. There you go. Mukal. I know. I think I've discovered infinite power. We are ready. We are ready. Anyway, I think we really are at that inflection point, though, where the fact that I need to be able to take a USB-C cable and make it fit into an older USB-A means the devices are starting to have USB-C more often, which means we are on the way to USB-C ubiquity. USB-C-quity. I hate it when my USB-C port is a Thunderbolt port. Well, why? Why, I ask you? All you need is high-power USB-C cables in your bag, and you get by with adapters for everything, and that's how Willie Scott plans to move forward. That seems pretty wise. Hey, Jonathan, the MacBook with the USB-C and having USB-A would be awesome. Yeah? Agreed. All right. Let's all agree to welcome the USB-C era. This is, in fact, office hours. Oh, Osmond says, because I wanted to use my docking station on my other laptop, but I didn't realize it was Thunderbolt. I want a script that when I plug a USB micro device into a USB-A cable with a USB-C adapter, that my PC sends an email to a service that sends a text to my printer saying I connected a device. And PR John's like, just vibe code that. You can get that in a second. All right. Let's see. Oh, this is office hours. So I do need to do some work. If you know, Linus Tech Tips just entered the USB-C market with high-spec cables. Look at that. Paying a lot for cables is always sus. I'm not saying Linus isn't doing his homework and making sure that it's worthwhile, because I'm sure he is. But I do raise an eyebrow when I see. I know with Linus it's like, no, these are the cables that actually do what they say. Yeah, I think it'd be nice if we stayed with one standard for a while. I'm with you, GPEG. Let's just. USB-C is problematic. I get that, but most of the time it is making things simpler. All right. You know what? I'm not up for this. I was going to go through my Rodecaster and reorganize all of the sound effects, because all my sound effects are in order for situations that don't exist anymore. Like I have my GDI opening that I use for this, but that's the only one on this sound panel that relates to this show. It's kind of hard to move things around in the Rodecaster Pro. Like you can't, I wish you could drag and drop, but you can't. You have to delete and replace. I don't know if I don't know if I'm up for that right now. Can I show you what I mean? Let me see if I can add that screen. I bet I can. Yeah, I can. Cool. All right. So this is how you manage the sound effects on Rodecaster. It has this whole thing. So what I want to do is have this, and then also the ones that are way over here, editor's desk and mailbag all on one screen, right? And it needs to be a screen that's near the top. This is still mostly usable for DTNS, but like the second screen could be GDI, mailbag, editor's desk. That would be nice to have them all together. But to do that, I have to delete sad trombone. I have to delete all of these. And then I also have to delete the ones I want to move. So I'd have to delete editor's desk. What is this? iOS 18. Oh, I think I can delete that one as a way to show you what I'm talking about. Oh my God. Oh, it was the new ringtone. I was comparing the new ringtones. I just made someone think their alarm went off. Okay. So State Street? Oh, that's Daily Music headlines. Yeah, so I'm gonna delete the iOS 18 ringtone. See, you can upload. Oh, you can't see that. You can't see the interface. Anyway, you can upload, you can download, or you can delete. If something's got a thing in it, then that's all you can do. You can download it or you can delete it. You can download it to make sure you don't lose it, which is good. But what I really want to do is just drag and drop stuff around, you know? Anyway. So I'm not gonna do it. This is how stuff ends up not getting done. Because I look at it and I'm like, this is gonna take more thought than my brain has available right now. Yeah, so PR John, to answer your question, it's a physical interface on the Rodecaster that I press the button and make harp sounds come out. But what I was showing you just now is software on my desktop that allows me to change, upload, and download things to the Rodecaster. So the physical buttons on the Rodecaster are, as I just said, physical. But the buttons on that you saw on screen, that's the piece of software running on my Mac that lets me move files to the Rodecaster and back. KT Data suspects that people in the Rode software design studio may not be using their stuff in the actual field. Hello, Conrad. Welcome. All right. So the other thing I need to do, this is something I actually can do. I did this earlier this year and I haven't done it recently, but I'm trying to clean up the desk behind me. So any questions on something behind the desk, I'm happy to answer, but I need to get rid of something. So please start nominating stuff you see back there that you're like, you know what, that can go. You could also be like, hey, Tom, don't get rid of that. That's pretty great. I'm not going to, I'm going to keep it. I'm just going to take it off the back. What is the face? Let's see if I can get it down without causing everything to fall. The face is, this is Shooky. Shooky is a character from Line in the BT-21. Now, he has a President Gerald Ford whip inflation now win button stuck on his face. But yes, his name is Shooky. He is a cookie. He was designed by Min Yoongi from Bangtan Sonyeon. So I don't know if you were just asking about it or you were nominating it for deletion. Books are obsolete. Get rid of all of those. There's a second Shooky. Oh, yes, there is. It's a very tiny Shooky. You're right. I forgot about him. Yeah. These, oh, this one broke. His little foot came off. Either that or he wants to dance. I don't know if he's considered Army or not. Just hanging out there. I do. I have the Diamond Club sign. Hey. Thank you, BioCow. Okay. I want to clean this up. So I am asking, send me all the Star Wars stuff. I'm asking for you to nominate something to get rid of. What's the thing that you're like, Tom, you don't need that. You don't need that up there. You can keep it. You can put it on a bookshelf somewhere else. But your mugs could be consolidated better. Just get more shelves. The tapes. Cassette tapes? That's a good one. Whoa. Okay. So occasionally I talk about TI-99 4As. So I probably want to keep that as just sort of a like, this is what the cartridge looked like. But yeah, if I'm going to talk about a cassette, I don't need all of these. I can put these back. I have a box full of cassettes. I'll keep them, but I don't need to keep all of these. So I'm going to go through it and explain what these are. And you tell me which one or ones you think I should keep back there, just as an example. This is my very first air check from WGEL circa 1986. I pulled this out because the tape it's on, this realistic tape, was exactly the same as one on the cover of the Geezer magazine when I had Laura LeBlue on. This is a recording of Nixon from July 20th, 1973 that I dubbed when I was at NPR, and I pulled it out of their archive. Do I have a digital version of the air check? I don't have an entire digital version of the air check, but I did pull out just a little of it one time, and I'm trying to find it. Here we go. I don't know if you can hear that because it's not plugged in. That's probably why you can't hear it. I unplugged all this stuff yesterday for the Grammy watch along. And I didn't plug it all back in. Wow.
All right. Right now, I see we've got.
What happened? Why did it do that? All right, let me try it again.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is only my first day, and listen to that applause. All right. Tom Merritt here with you on WGEL, the best country in the country. All right. Right now, I see we've got Marie Osmond and Alabama due up this hour, but first, we have these very, very important messages.
There you go. That's there, and then there's more of it. Me introducing country songs. Yeah, I know it sounds pitched, but it's not. All right. Recording of KSHE 95. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't need that up here. Grandpa Bill singing and Grandma Roxy telling stories. My dad giving a talk about evaporated milk. He was an expert on it, after all. the Rain Man soundtrack and private music. This must be Eileen's mixtape, I think. I think I just pulled it out because I thought it looked like an old tape. The Tom Merritt Anthology, 1986 through 1989. I assume this is a bunch of my air checks. Tom Sawyer, my junior high musical, the audio recording. My mom's air check from 1989, because she was also on the radio. Soundtrack to Back to the Future. Austin band, The Wannabes, That's Amore cassette. An advance copy of Laika and the Cosmonauts, Instruments of Terror from February 1st, 1994. A DAC Industries cassette of possibly blank. Stars on Long Play, and Olivia Newton-John's Physical. I think there might be another cassette somewhere too, because I swore, oh yeah, there it is. The Clash and Joan Jett over here. All right, so I'm actually going to make an executive decision to keep the DAC, Nixon, and Merritt Aircheck tapes here. But which of the many pre-recorded cassettes should I keep as an example? Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, The Clash, Olivia Newton-John, Back to the Future, Wannabes, Like on the Cosmonauts, or Stars on Long Play? Hi, Renee. Welcome. Now, and then after the show, I'm going to put all of these away. This is very helpful, by the way. Joan Jett, The Clash. Which one? Physical. Back to the Future. Paolo says keep Olivia. Stars on. Works both ways. Because it says LP. All right. My nomination is Joan Jett. So here we go. We have to listen to them first. That's an easy way to get pulled down off the internet. Your choice. On the count of three, type into the chat which one you want. Joan Jett, Olivia Newton-John, Stars on Long Play. 1, 2, 3. Type! Joan Jett, Olivia. I'm keeping the air checks. Physical, Stars, Back to the Future. Get rid of. Oh, Zoe voting ONJ off the island. What are things that may have disintegrated by now? That's funny. All right. Joan Jett. Looks like the Jays have it. Joan Jett stays. All of these are going to... I mean, I'm not getting rid of them. Now, PR John, did you say you've never seen an 8-track? Like, is that a thing you meant when you said it? You said what you meant and you meant what you said? Well, by gosh, we're going to fix that. Because I'm going to put these away in the box with the cassettes where I believe I have an actual 8-track. Please, everyone. You know what? This will take me a minute. So hold on. I'll give you some hold music. And what else? How can I do this? Oh, I know what I can do. Here we go. While I'll be right back. Please enjoy this montage. It's right over here. It's not far, but it's got both my Commodore 64s on it. So it's going to take me a little longer. Really hope that only has pictures of 7. I can't find the 8-track. Because I'm trying to move too fast. Well, darn it. I feel like the 8-track might actually be up here because I couldn't find it just now in the place where I thought it was. But I can't remember where it would be if it is. We're gonna have to come back at another time because I'm pretty sure the 8-track is up here. Oh, is that it? Ha! It was behind me the whole time. Here it is. REO Speedwagon, high in fidelity on 8-track. Yeah. 8-track stereo tape cartridge. The 4 different programs. Yeah. You just stuck it in, and then it played through. When it got to the end, it shifted, went to the next track. I do not have an 8-track player, sadly. While I was looking for the 8-track, though, I came across this one track called a cart. This is what we used in radio. This was the official rock ID for at night. I also don't have a cart player. But this just has one track and it loops around. It was great for like putting a 30 or 60 second commercial, and then you'd plug it in, press play, it'd start right away. And I don't know what's on it, but I found a Babbage's floppy disk. Yeah, and good point. All stereo cassettes are 4 tracks. All right. Well, I'm going to put the 8-track back because it belongs in a museum. And then I'll put these back in a minute. Thanks for helping me clean up my background. It's very kind of you. What were you guys saying while I was gone here? Let me... all right. Things that existed before bucket seats in cars. No, KT Data. Remind Tom to put the 8-track back onto the box and I went and put it right on the shelf. Did I run out of 7 pictures? Replace the shelf with the dog pictures. Yeah. They probably could get rid of the click when it would change tracks. Like they could just remove it in hardware. All right. There are some 4-track players that would let you use a stereo cassette, but then you couldn't play them in a cassette player if you did that, and vice versa. You couldn't play a stereo cassette, recorded stereo cassette in a 4-track player. All right, I got one last thing. I have an idea, and I was thinking I might start doing it on Mondays, and I'm curious what y'all think. Tech tournaments. It would probably play out over maybe 4 weeks. So on a Monday at the beginning of a month, let's just say for the sake of idea, at the beginning of a month, we pick 16 pieces of tech that are going to go at each other in a tournament style. And I don't know if we do it as a poll from within chat. We do a straw poll on the internet somewhere. But we do, we just have you in real time vote. And you could make pleas during the voting. You could argue for the one that you want to win, and try to persuade people to vote for that one. Then the next week, because we have 16 to begin with, that would eliminate half of them. Next week we would do 8. Next week we would do 4. And then, of course, there would be the ultimate championship at the end. And then we would declare that the champion tech of whatever. So, this may not be the idea I would start with, but we could say like old software store. And we come up with 16 like Egghead, Babbage's, computer city, circuit city, that kind of stuff. And then we have a tournament to determine the winner. So I don't know. I've been wanting to do this, and I've been trying to figure out how to do it without causing a lot of extra work. And I thought maybe it'd be a fun thing to do on the Monday shows. What do you think? And GPEG suggests, and someone could win a prize from the bookcase. Hoppa Happiness, thank you. Hoppa Happiness likes it. Zoe thinks it's a good idea. Magnesium thinks it sounds like a superb owl thing. Thank you. Kahoot. Yeah, that's what David Spark uses too. I think that's probably why David Spark uses it, because his kid uses it. Yeah. Can you do polls in that? Create your own Kahoot at kahoot.com. Yeah, it's basically like March Madness for tech. Maybe we started in March since since February already started. Oh, you could use Showbot. That's true. And then people could vote for, yeah. All right. I like that plan. And Kahoot also does polls. Okay. Yes, it does sound like a plan is coming together. Maybe we use Showbot for nominations. Should we start with old tech stores? I saw people throwing out a few ideas. Although I don't want to use up Showbot. We might need it for other things between now and the next time. So maybe be ready to do that next time. Are we titling Monday streams? Question mark? Yeah, fill it and take a screen print. Yeah, I like that too, PR Johnny. And then we could do the poll through Kahoot live in a limited time period. Let me go to Showbot and see where we're at. Or Discord. You can also suggest them in Discord. Are we titling Monday streams? Yeah. All right. Well, we'll revisit this next time, because maybe we'll do it for March. Or we could just start it whenever we want to. I don't care. Yeah. Why don't you know what? I'm going to create a Discord for this. Oh, I just saw that picture of your dog. He's adorable. Ryan, 5 months old. So he still has shark teeth. All right. So let me, by the way, Ancy B got the polo shirt, the DTNS staff polo shirt. Says the extra large fits well, feels okay, but I think I have to wear an undershirt with it. Okay. Good to know. So there you go. Got a live review of the DTNS. Okay. Should this be in the general area? Yeah, we don't need any date limits. They're not March Madness isn't the boss of us. Should this just go in the general area, the tech area? I'll just put it in staff channels, and then none of you can get it. I guess I'll do it in general. We might have to break it out later, but this is a text. Or should I make it a forum? Yeah, I should probably make it a forum. Tech tournaments. All right. Tech tournaments. Who can post? Let everyone post. Okay. Get started. New post. First tech tournament. Greatest tech store. Nominate here. We're starting a tech tournament on the Monday office hours. Nominate your favorite tech stores to be included in the tournament. Did I spell everything right? I don't know. Let's post it anyway. Is there anything you wish it could do that I could add? Some way you could almost use it if it just did one thing. The voting, I guess. If you could do that in a way that you could just keep it going over a week. Like, could you have a submission where you can just vote on it over a week that's separate from the other one? I guess it'd be like a second page or something. All right. Tech tournaments is now in there. Something to think about. Anyway, BioCo. If you would like to start nominating, go find the Tech Tournaments section of the Discord. I'll start Babbage's. Wow, I cannot type. There we go. Did that work? Ooh, gdi.showbot.tv still lying around. I guess that would just be a... Yes, Discord is for Patreon patrons. If you're a Substack subscriber, let me know. I can figure something out. They don't have an integration for it, though. Oh, a special list from the pre-show days. How do I see that? I guess I just go to GDI. Duh. There it is. Test. Did that work? Yeah, we could just rename it Tech Tournaments, maybe. That could work. And then we just clear it out once a week. Oh. Yeah. I like it. That works. Well, that was easy. Daily Tech News Show. Well, this has been a very productive office hours. Thank you all for hanging out. The Showbot does not require a Twitch account if you go straight to the page itself. So if you go to gdi.showbot.tv right now, you can just go there. You don't have to be in Twitch to nominate a title. Okay, but you can also nominate in the Discord as well. All right, there we go. Required to submit, not required to vote. That's a good point. Yeah. Would you like to log in now if you want to submit? Or you can submit in the Discord. Or you can just email me and go, I'm not part of your Turtle Club, Merritt, and I have a good idea. And I'll be like, oh, okay. All right. I need to get back on the right sound page. There we go. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. I'm going to go pick up the dog that you just saw, Seven the dog, and bring him back home from his crazy day being a pup. Until tomorrow for Mailbag. Have a good rest of your day.